All right. So the first part of today's demo is I'm actually sick of let's say we're in Lex 6 Heroku. You don't have to do this with me, but let's say we're here and I do a git pull origin master, and then I do like a git push or something like that. It usually is going to ask for a username and password. I'm really sick of typing it over and over, so we're gonna fix that. So the first thing we're going to do is log into our GitHub and then go to github/settings/ssh/new. And then you don't have to do anything. You don't have to put a title or a key or anything like that. But what we are going to do before we end up doing that is run this in your AWS console. So let's go ahead and run that really quickly. So just going to enter my email address the same way I would for GitHub. And then when it says enter a file that you want to save, just press enter. You don't have to type anything in. And then if you want a passphrase, you can have that. Otherwise, I'm not going to have a passphrase, so I'm just going to press enter again. And then press enter. Great, so now it says your identification has been saved, your public key has been saved in this, and then below that it's going to tell you some details about what your SSH key looks like. So the way you find the value that you put into your SSH keys is by doing cat.ssh/id/rsa.pub. And then once you enter that command, you just copy and paste that value into the key here. So I'm going to go ahead and title my key CS490 workspace, or I'm going to say CS490 workspace, and then I'm going to copy and paste that here. So again, this should start with one of these values, probably SSH-RSA. Okay, so now there's a couple more things we want to do. Let's make a GitHub repository. So it's the same way that we usually do it. We're just going to go in, do lect7 here. It doesn't matter, again, if it's public or private. So let's create that repository. And then let's go into our workspace and create a local repository. So again, we're going to make a new directory called lect7. Now you can do a make cd if you want, save you a little bit of time. Now that we're inside of here, let's make a new git repository by doing git init. And then let's do a git status and make sure everything's in here. And then let's just make a local commit really quickly. So let's make a new README file and then do test. Let's just put the words test into our README. So if you open up your README file, you should see test inside of there. Okay. Now let's do a git status and you should see a README file in red, which means we're not tracking it yet. So let's go ahead and do a git add on that. Now if we do a git status again, now it's in green, so it's ready to be committed. So let's do a git commit add test readme in there. Great, now if we do a git status, we should see one commit basically in there, and we should be able to commit that. So at this point we've made a commit, and we just want to push this out to remote. So what we're going to do is keep following these instructions. So we look at step 5 and it says type in this command. Let's type in this command and then it has spaces for username and repo name. So let's fill in sresht here and lect7.git here. Great. And then all we have to do is push our existing commit. So we're going to do a git push origin master. And what we're expecting is that this time we don't have to type in our username and password. So let's go ahead and try it. That looks awesome. So it actually wrote out our files. We don't have to put in our username and password because we had our SSH certificate that will do that for us.